Just in time for the new year of 2022, where many will be boldly going I expect, we've got the latest Star Trek Discovery episode, and one that is certainly upping the stakes for Captain Michael Burnham, and the crew of the USS Discovery. As usual, spoiler warning, we'll be discussing the 7th episode of Season 4 in full detail, so turn away now to avoid spoilers. Welcome to Trek Central, I'm your host Captain Jack, and let's get straight into it. Episode 7, titled But to Connect, is written by Terry Hughes Burton and Carla Sisisco, as well as being directed by Lee Rose. Rose also directed Episode 5, The Examples, which was fantastic might I add, so my hopes for this episode were also up there, and can I say, it did deliver. This week, tensions rise as representatives from across the galaxy gather to confront the threat of the Dark Matter Anomaly. Meanwhile, Zora's new sentience raises difficult questions for the crew on board the Discovery. Of course, like always, if you want to keep up to date on the latest Star Trek news, lore and more, then make sure to hit that subscribe button to never miss a video from myself and the team here at Trek Central. You can also follow us on the social media for daily updates on the Star Trek universe. As always, please let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, because if you're talking about Star Trek, then we want to hear about it. Okay, engage. Episode 7 almost picks up straight after last week, with the USS Discovery still under repairs inside of Federation HQ's Archer space dock. Last week the ship sustained extensive damage to the hull and main systems, so it makes sense that it's still under repair. I personally like this, as it shows that things are not all fine and dandy in the next episode. Personally, this is something I always thought could have improved Star Trek Voyager, showing the battle damage after certain episodes. Sure, budget constraints and time, but to have the ship almost destroyed and be brand new the next episode took away from that a little bit. Though, while the ship is badly damaged, it does still amaze me that they hold the Zora discussions on board. Like, surely they could communicate with Federation HQ, and therefore it would be safer than the ship still repaired in a sense. Or maybe that's just me. Now, while I discuss it more in the review later on, I'm loving the political tension aspect of Season 4 of Discovery. President Rylak is a fantastic character, and seeing all these Star Trek races come together from 4 quadrants is fantastic. Try and spot all the species if you can. It's a shame we didn't see any Klingons, I thought we'd have seen at least one, but I might be confused with someone else, maybe you can let me know. Hey, just saying, a Folian would have been cool. Immediately in this review, I want to talk about Dr. Kovich. Once again, we're treated to more interactions with him and his mysterious ways, this time being involved with the Zora issue and trying to come up with a solution to the current predicament. His smart-ass remarks to Captain Burnham make sense. Kovich strikes me as a man ready to get the job done, and the ends justify the means at the end of the day. Kovich also reminds Captain Michael Burnham that they both have their duties to attend to, and that the USS Discovery is actually Starfleet's vessel, not Burnham's. Also, if you watch him closely, his Tri-Com badge interface is set to privacy mode, suggesting that his systems are isolated away from the Discovery, and perhaps even Zora not being able to see what he's actually up to. Certainly intelligent-esque. It seems like in the 32nd century, every time there's some complex problem that is involving the local Federation HQ, we call Dr. Kovich to answer these questions and ask even more for us. While I really like David Cronenberg's portrayal of Dr. Kovich, I myself and many others really want to know more about his character at this point in time. Or perhaps he'll just stay as this ever so elusive man in the whole time. While it would be annoying, I can personally respect it, as theories do go wild at the end of the day. Kovich is also known directly to the Federation President, as she referenced him and his inbound solution on dealing with the Zora situation. This tells us that Kovich is positioned within Starfleet, if not Federation High Command, in a sense. Alright, let's talk about Zora. Much like last week's episode, we're seeing the evolution of Zora. Her decision to hold back the DMA creator's coordinates, as such, was an interesting one, but I did not expect. Certainly a turning point for her character development. Zora choosing to hold back to DMA creator's coordinates is alarming, as Paul Stamets points out, given his experience with a control AI, this being the Section 31 AI that almost destroyed life as we know it. The fear mentioned here by Stamets here is relevant, as last week Zora herself dealt with fear. The decision of introducing a failsafe device was something I did not expect, but also I don't see it fully working. Maybe it's because I'm just paranoid like Stamets at the end of the day. Starfleet themselves appear to have a protocol and restriction on fully integrated artificial intelligence in their technology. Kovich points out that he had the authority to remove Zora from Discovery and place her somewhere else. Certainly a dark ultimatum if you ask me. I have to say, this story's decision to address Zora and Discovery's prior experience with integrated AI like Control I massively enjoyed. It gave a sense that Discovery's story was ongoing, and not just separate seasons. They're still dealing with the issues and memories of prior seasons, which is amazing. This also addressed a lot of fan concern with Zora, especially in relation to Control. The episode gives us an update on the status of planet Earth. We know from Season 3 that Earth withdrew from the United Federation of Planets and operated by itself. Thankfully, we now have an update. General Nadoya of the United Earth Defense Force is president of the Federation General Assembly. While congratulations are shared between herself and Captain Burnham, she also mentions that Titan has joined the United Earth government. This almost suggests Earth is getting back into extragalactic affairs, especially with them being present in the meeting. Perhaps we'll see Earth rejoining a Federation by the end of the 4th season. Food for thought if I do say so myself. Captain Sue and President Tarina get another touching moment during episode 7. Come on writers, put them together already. Hey, perhaps Sue will become the Federation Ambassador Vulcan. Now that would be a good way to put both these characters together in a sense. The Dark Matter Anomaly, aka the running crisis of this season 4, is the subject of focus in this episode, and how the Federation and its allies should deal with it. The debate on whether to go in guns blazing, or to peacefully approach the species apparently behind the creation of a DMA is very Star Trek to the core. So in the end discussions as well, but neither it might not be the case due to Ruon Tarka and Mr. Booker. We'll discuss those two in a moment. I am slightly disappointed with this debate over the DMA, just because it's a great opportunity to see more Federation members than we know of. We do see Cardassians, the Butterfly People, Earth, Trill, Vulcan etc, but this is a good opportunity to show us the Ferengi Alliance, Klingons and more. But we do get a line that some are joining through communications instead of in person. It's better to not see the Klingons and get some story of them in the future. I personally have a feeling Discovery's writers are keeping them under wrap. This might have also been a limited scene due to filming this in COVID and reducing the number of actors filming at one time. Okay, let's talk about Book and Ruon Tarka. The somewhat manipulative relationship between Book and scientist Ruon Tarka says a lot in this episode. I strongly think this is evident that Tarka is manipulating Book to get what he wants. While Sean Doyle is fantastic in his role here, I can't help but see Sanavir Ehrenreich from The Expanse talking when he's promoting his ideas to the delegates and representatives aboard Federation HQ. Tarka's new device, to destroy the DMA, uses an isolinic device, which damaged subspace and was outlawed in the Kittimer Accords. This is the second insurrection reference in 2 weeks, so someone on Wright staff loves starting insurrection apparently. Last week we got a reference to the Baku, and this week the isolytic charges, which are used by the sonar in the Briar Patch. I also have to talk about something, which is Tarka transporting right next to the Federation President. I am sure there are safety protocols in place which prevent transporting weapons or into something near someone. This seems too lax for my mind. That someone could just transport right next to the President, it's a small thing that annoyed me, but maybe it's only available in certain areas. Anyway, we get 2 speeches between Burnham and Book about whether to use this isolytic weapon on the DMA or not, as its effects might damage those responsible for the DMA. The members vote against the use of the DMA, and Book and Tarka take action at the same time. This does make sense of Book and Tarka. Book only last episode had his dad tell him that Burnham will pick Starfleet over him every time, and surprise surprise, she does. And Tarka needs the DMA power source in order to travel to another universe? So yeah, we gotta talk about this plot point of Tarka. Ruon Tarka and his friend were captured by the Emerald Chain, enslaved and exploited in the Emerald Chain's research technology. They promised they would escape and travel to an alternate universe where the burn and the Emerald Chain never happened, which is a way to take the character of Tarka. It is not what I expected, and in part kind of deflated the character of Tarka for me, though it could be lying to exploit Book, which is a possibility. However, it does link back to season 1 of Discovery. The Mirror Universe was made confidential due to the recent war, as they didn't want people to be crossing over from having lost a loved one, knowing it may still be alive on the other side. Now, the alternate universes are common knowledge in Star Trek. It makes sense that people would want to move to another alternate universe, especially not having to witness the effects of a burn and other bad events in the universe. I mean, why wouldn't you? Now, requiring a massive power source in order to travel to the Divide makes sense of what we know of the Mirror Universe in this time. Things are diverging. If this is true for the Mirror Universe, it's probably true for other alternate universes as well, so you're going to need more power in order to get there in this century, i.e. the 32nd century. Book and Tarka going rogue was not what I expected, but it adds some more personal stakes when it's Book, compared to random villain number 3. Tarka steals the next-gen spore drive and has made it modular so it can simply integrate with the programmable matter of any starship. It does enable Book's ship to go to spore jumping, which I have to say was really cool, and having a ship morph in order to spin and jump was nice. This does however pose an interesting point for the story of this season however. Tarka and Book are supposedly jumping either just to get away or actually into the DMA to destroy it. Supposing that they already have the isolytic weapon, this is the halfway point, and it would actually be extremely fascinating if Book and Tarka actually go and destroy the DMA next episode, and the rest of the season is dealing with those consequences, especially if it does harm the species who made with DMA in the first place. All in all, I did enjoy this episode as much as previous episodes in Discovery Season 4. Season 4 has been a really great season with some amazing episodes so far, and this was just an okay episode. Not bad, but not amazing. It'll be interesting to see where the story goes from here, but there is a complication. Discovery is now taking a mid-season break, similar to what it did in season 1 of the show. Discovery does indeed have January 2022 off, as we all wish we could at the end of the day, with Star Trek Prodigy coming back and taking its place. Star Trek Prodigy, this being the kids' animated show, will run on its 6th episode starting on January 6th until its 10th episode. Discovery will then return on February 10th, 2022. We still don't know how many episodes Discovery Season 4 has, so assuming the usual 13 episode season, this might push Star Trek Picard, which was originally slated for February 22, released back to the end of March 2022. Whatever happens though, we're definitely not missing out on Trek for next year, so let us know what Star Trek you're looking forward to in the new year. Whether it's a continuation of Prodigy or Discovery, the rebirth of Picard Season 2, the continuing voyages of Captain Pike in Strange New Worlds, or the ongoing missions of the US Cerritos in Star Trek Lower Decks. Many thanks for watching. Of course, this has been Trek Central with your latest Star Trek Discovery review. Don't forget to let us know what you think down below in the video comment section as per usual. If you do want to keep up to date on all the latest Star Trek news, lore and more, then make sure to hit that subscribe button to never miss a video from the team here at Trek Central. You can also follow us on social media or join our Discord server. For now, I've been Captain Jack, thank you for watching this last Discovery review for some time, and I wish you all a happy new year. Live long and prosper, my friends. Goodbye. Oh, perfectly timed.
I've been young Obi-Wan. Way!
Yep.
Surprise! It's me.
I'm back.
I want to die.